A little something came out. Stranger Things season 5 debuted.
Right.
Yeah, over the weekend. I think that was probably the big thing over Thanksgiving weekend for a lot of people. So look, we're going to talk about Stranger Things, the first 4 episodes. As you can see on the lower third there, it is going to be spoiler filled. It came out last week, basically. So I'm going to put up the spoilers right here. Bing. As long as you see this up here in the upper, I guess, left corner. We're talking about spoilers for Stranger Things. So, getting right into it, Rob, what were your thoughts on the
Who
season so far?
I have many thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, I want to get something out of the way. A lot of people, I've watched a lot of commentary when people talk about how the kids just look too old. I don't have a problem with that. In my mind, that's how they grew. They matured faster than most. So it does not bother me that 10 years have passed since this show has started. They've got the whole cast, the fact they've kept the cast back together. That to me, I can suspend my disbelief. I don't have a problem with that at all. However, what I do, they really do drop you into the action. I mean, it's almost 2 years since call it the dimensional rip that happened in Hawkins. I mean, and I have to say, I found everything that's gone on compelling. I like all the characters, and I like what they're doing with the characters, even though they're adding a younger group, sort of a Goonies contingent. Everything that's happening is interesting, and it's holding my interest. The one thing that I do have, my biggest criticism, and this is an in-universe, in-story criticism, is that if something like this actually happened, I'm always thinking that, okay, if you expect me to believe, you need to earn my suspension of disbelief. And I've been able to go along with Stranger Things up until this point. Whether we're going to Russia, whether they're building a Russian base underneath a shopping mall, I've gone ahead. I'm like, okay, now the most significant thing in what would be human history has happened. This dimensional doorway has opened. There's a huge military presence. An American town has been entirely cordoned off. And yet, I don't believe that what's going on with them. You have Sarah Connor, you have Linda Hamilton coming back, playing this lead character, sort of taking over the Matthew Modine role. And yet, they've actually built a base inside the Upside Down.
Right.
And yet, there's like 6 people that work there. Like there would be new genomes. There's creatures down there we've never seen.
It's a huge I will say it's on the outside and the inside, it's a big military presence. But as far as the scientists, I saw like one guy on a computer who gets knocked out.
Yeah, and then you would have a virtual team of biologists from around the globe.
Well, that's what
I mean. I know they're trying
when
to
they
keep
had when they had that bunker last season, and Matthew Modine's team was there. That was a big huge bunker with a lot of scientists.
Yeah,
and now it feels like there's like 3 people on the job.
Yes, and look, you can't keep this a secret. And I know it seems strange, but I feel like the Upside Down has been it has been underdeveloped. Like, how far does it go? Is there a version of Earth stuck in 1983 that and if so, wouldn't every biotech company that exists be down there doing research? I mean, you see Linda Hamilton doing research on things that don't exist on Earth.
Mm-hmm.
And clearly there's the Mind Flayer that we've seen and Vecna. Are they one and the same? If there's truly an H.P. Lovecraft Cthulhu-like god that exists there along with Vecna, this would be the greatest threat to Earth ever. And I know this is a weird nitpicky thing, but I guess because I'm a veteran of reading hundreds of horror novels and watching every horror movie known to man all the way back to the beginning of the 1900s, that I wanted to see them for the 5th season amp up the threat and amp up. And also, one person can take on a Demogorgon with a broken wine bottle, and then the military haven't figured out how to be armed with flamethrowers everywhere they go. And then we watch this Aliens-esque attack at the end of episode 4, and everybody gets wiped out. I mean, come on.
Well, it seems like what's happening is the people on the inside and the Upside Down, the military there, They know what's there. Clearly, that facility on our side of, they're not, this is like need to know apparently, because they didn't even know that demigorgons were a thing. Remember when they were coming for the kids in episode 4, they're like, you don't know, you're not prepared to stop what's coming. So they didn't know. These aren't the same people that are going into the Upside Down.
You would have, this would have been the most guarded place on Earth. And it just seems like, well, apparently after the however long 4 years that take place in within the show, that nobody's learned anything. And the military presence, it would have been a Manhattan Project X-esque type of a deal. I know that's a little wacky to say, and maybe it's not fair. It's not a fair criticism, but you need to you can't tell me when these kids are all superheroes now and they're the ones that can save the world. It just strains credulity for me. But I'm still watching, and there's no doubt no expense has been spared. And the effects and the portrayal of the Upside Down, I really do think whatever's going on with Vecna and the kids and all that, they've added some really interesting wrinkles to the mythology,
for sure,
which I'm enjoying. Like, where's all that going to go? But I do think that there's the power level of the Demogorgons changes from scene to scene, and that becomes relatively frustrating.
Well, I guess, but also, I mean, if you think about it, the Demogorgon wasn't defeated by a wine bottle. She was cutting it. But
right.
He still took out both parents and took its target, right?
It's true.
And they lived because it was inconsequential to the Demogorgon. And even when they were trapping it, I mean, it got hit with a lot of stuff and kept going. No, so it wasn't just a scene where they were being shot. I get that, like, she was holding him off with a wine bottle, but it didn't work for long. And it does seem a little bit like Close Encounters of the Third Kind, where you had a huge military outpost holding back everyone from Devil's Tower. Really a large, because they said it was like a nuclear reactor or nuclear. What was it? Radiation was exposed. It was a train accident or something in Close Encounters. I can't recall.
It was a disease. It was
That's what it was. Okay, it was a disease, not nuclear. But then when you get to the actual facility, it's not that many people that are getting ready to communicate with the aliens. You know what I mean? So I feel like if we're gonna accept it there,
but this is obviously a threat.
Well, a violent threat,
theological threat. It's a violent.
I also
threat.
feel like, how do you hide a whole rift into another dimension from the public? I get there's no drones yet or anything, but like, the
Russians know about it too.
Yeah. So this is the first 4 episodes, and maybe they're going to touch on that in the next 3 or something like that. In terms of the cast and everything, one thing I will say about the editors and the creators, the directors, is that they know how to pace this thing really well. I love that it's a big group of kids and adults, and yet we can fracture into separate locations, usually at the same time, and yet follow everything that's going on. And they'll further fracture those down to 2 people each sometimes, or 1 person by themselves, and then 3 over here and this over there and that. The way that they're able to, I don't know, it's pacing, but it's also keeping time with everybody is pretty daunting and pretty incredible. So I've really appreciated that they've kept my attention for each little subgroup as they fracture more or rejoin and then fracture. It's been kind of incredible how they've done that.
No, that I totally agree. I mean, I really do like where my criticism is a bit nitpicky, obviously, but the rest of it has been very compelling, and I've really
what you're bringing up. Yeah, what you're bringing up is the stuff where you have to set aside reality a little bit, right?
Yeah, and also, when you have one of the kids they're still in the midst of being subject to this military cordon. The fact that high school kids are still beefing with one another seems a little like life would be so different that everybody would kind of be in the same boat. And I also wanted to see more of how does the town and the rest of the world feel about all of this?
Well, it seems like those acolytes, those jocks, are really they're the cause of all of this. They caused this rift.
Yeah.
Because I don't think the information's really out there. I don't
No,
think a lot
it's
of people.
not.
I
But it's
think
been like
they've been lied
18
to.
months.
You know.
Yeah.
So that's a little like I kind of thought when we were rejoining this story that okay, everyone's up to speed, but it seems like they put out false information to everybody, even the people in the town. Where even the people in the town that know there's something wrong, they think, "Oh, this Hellfire kid, this occult, like did
Yeah.
this." You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I will say though that ultimately it's very entertaining. And that's really all you can ask for.
Yeah.
I mean, no expense has been spared. It's a lush show to look at. It's really well made. And it is, after all, it's not supposed to be The English Patient.
Well, and what I do like about it, what they're keeping up with is it's the blatant inspiration of 80s film. I mean, Back to the Future is heavily like influenced this season, you know?
Oh, totally. And
Back to the Future. And I don't mean there's like the time travel, but there's just elements that are like, this is Back to the Future. Or,
well, there's always been time travel in this. You know, they talked about the Upside Down being stuck in 1983.
Yes.
And there's the whole wrinkle in time element. And then you saw the professor that they brought back showing you wormholes. There's definitely going to be a time travel element in this series. I mean, they've been dropping hints like mad.
And let's face it, Will Byers is Harry Potter. He's a Horcrux.
Right.
He's absolutely a Horcrux. It was Harry Potter, I'd say, and then I brought up Close Encounters of the Third Kind. So there's just, I mean, I know Harry Potter isn't 80s, but in terms of the story,
it might as well have been.
Yeah.
You know, would have fit right in, slotted right in.
I don't know what happened to our spoilers there, but I'm sure everyone knows we're talking spoilers. But anyway, one other little follow-up to this. We're going to get the next 3 episodes Christmas Day, I think, right? Is it December 25th?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
But the season finale, while you can get it on Netflix on, I think, January 1st, starting December 31st through Jan 1st, for about 36 hours, they're going to be launching the Stranger Things finale in theaters. So I'm trying to actually get my tickets. It's only at Regal and Cinemark. And the tickets are there. Like you can pick tickets, but it's giving me an error to purchase. I don't know if anyone else is having this issue. I looked on Reddit. Other people are having the issue on their end. So I don't know what's going on, but I'm planning on seeing the finale on the big screen. I don't know.
Me too.
What about you? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I want it to be very, very successful.
Yeah.
So they do.
So I mean, again, they're only running it for the one day, basically. Jan 31st, I think, starts at 5 p.m. through December 31st through Jan 1st in the evening. About 36-hour window. You know, if you can get your tickets, grab them. But I think that's pretty cool that they're doing that.
I do. I think it's really. I mean, you know what? It makes it more fun. It makes it an event, and I think that's what you want for something like this. You want to get excited. I like that they're trying to amp up excitement by doing. And look, this show is definitely worthy of seeing on the big screen.
Yeah. I am wondering now where the next 3 episodes go, because Will Byers does have the Harry Potter connection to Voldemort. I mean, Vecna. So what happens now? Because that seems pretty all powerful if he can control Vecna's like minions.
Yeah.
He literally just saved everybody.
Right.
So,
but
and now we've got,
there's going to be a great cost that comes with that.
Yeah, probably. Oh, I wonder if Vecna goes if he goes. I'm wondering, do we say goodbye to Will?
We're going to say goodbye to some people, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean,
I feel like David Harbour's character has a bit of a death wish.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like he's looking for it. If it's not a Demogorgon doing it, it's him strapping himself with dynamite. So we'll see if he goes. But anyway, any final thoughts on Stranger Things season 5 before we move on?
No, I mean, ultimately, yay or nay, I'd say definitely thumbs up. It's a really entertaining time. I mean, look, it's not like Stranger Things has ever been high art.
Uh-huh.
You know, it's a throwback to a time. It's been fun. It's a throwback to a time that I lived through already.
Uh-huh.
And I certainly, it was very formative for me. I mean, I went from being a young whippersnapper to being a young man to being an actual adult. So it encompassed, for me, it was junior high, or AKA middle school now, but I went junior high all the way through college and into young adulthood. And I spent my formative years all through the 80s. all the way to being able to a couple of years into my 20s. So it was a big time for me, and to see this kind of an homage to what it was like to see the movies. They've certainly, or TV shows, they've certainly succeeded in tapping into that 80s nostalgia in a way I don't think anything ever has. So
not really.
Kudos to them.
Yeah.
Kudos to them.
I would say I'm a bit behind you, Rob. So I was probably in second or third grade when the events of this season are taking place. But, you know, that was still like, I would have been one of the young siblings, the annoying young sibling that those kids didn't want to have to, you know what I mean? Playing with his Transformers or He-Man or something like that.
Totally.
But, you know,
but you would have been a cool young sibling.
Yeah, I actually would have even been younger than like this Derek kid that everybody hates, because I think he's probably supposed to be like in 5th grade or something. But anyway, what do you guys think? Final thoughts?
He's the chunk. He's the chunk of the show.
It's weird how he went from absolutely like sociopathic awful to like, oh, he's kind of reasonable. So kind of odd how you could switch that. But anyway, what do you guys think so far of Stranger Things season 5, episodes 1 through 4? Let us know in the comments. Yeah, looking forward to, I guess, sheesh, I'm going to have like Christmas Day for like Marty Supreme and Stranger Things episodes. What is it? 5, 6, and 7?
Yeah.
So looking forward to that. Let us know what you guys think.
Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.